You know those Disney characters walking around at Disneyland, Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse. It turns out people touch them inappropriately at the park. So much so that just this month, 3 of the employees dressed up in those costumes have had to file reports with law enforcement. In one case, a 36-year-old Disney employee who portrays Minnie Mouse posed for pictures with a man and his wife from Minnesota in the park's circus-themed meet and greet area. Afterward, Minnie Mouse gave the man a hug, then without saying a word, he groped her chest 3 times. That's according to the sheriff's incident report. That same man also had an inappropriate interaction with another cast member the day before. So came back to the park the next day to do this again at this children's park. A woman who works as Mickey Mouse at the Magic Kingdom went to the hospital because of a neck injury after a woman patted her on the costume head about 5 times. But so bad that it hurt her neck and she had to go to the hospital. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
So 2 out of the 3 cases are strange,
right?
Okay, so I'll get to those in a second. But the guy, it's just guys. Sometimes guys are just hopeless, man. Like, what are you doing? I mean, first of all, what are you doing in any circumstance where you're groping women? There's no excuse for it ever, ever, ever. There's no justification for it. But a Minnie Mouse outfit, what is wrong? Like, what is? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, so he sees the person in a Minnie Mouse outfit, and somehow, and you know what? That reminded me, or I thought about when I read it. I was like, you see, when folks say it isn't about sex, it's about power. This is actually an excellent example of that. Because how could you? I don't know that if that's his fetish or whatever, right? But I doubt it. Although he has done it multiple times, apparently at other parks, right? But more likely, it's a power kick. Oh, there's nothing she could do about it, so I'm gonna do this, right? So just when you thought, like, is there any situation where people can't be monstrous to one another? Nope, apparently not. Now the 2 strange cases is that the lady who patted the person on the head, she was a grandma, and apparently that sprained the person's neck. I have no idea if it sprained it and didn't, or more importantly, it might have sprained the neck. Did the grandma intend it? The family says, no, grandma didn't intend it. I don't know, I have no idea, right? And the other person was a woman who groped another woman who was in one of the costumes.
But it was a Mickey Mouse, so she thought it was a man.
It was Donald Duck.
No, the Donald Duck one is the family, or some folks thought that lady, the older lady who groped the younger woman in the Donald Duck outfit, might have had dementia. Right. So that's just a different situation. So that's just unfortunate.
It has to be, because I've never ever looked at Goofy and said, ooh, Goofy fine. Look at Goofy over there. Goofy swinging them ears. Let me go grab on Goofy, because Goofy looking real good today. I don't.
Look at him.
Oh my God.
It's so ridiculous. I mean, like, you know what? I know this is going to sound extreme, but the case with the man who was with his wife that groped the women, it reminded me. I don't know why, because this is some extreme. All the way on the other side, Sandusky, because his wife was in the house, and it's just women just standing by, being complicit, watching their men do inappropriate things to other women is very indicative of what type of relationship you're in. Because if I was out with my man and he groped Minnie Mouse, we're having a conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm signing the report on behalf of Minnie Mouse, because that is inappropriate.
Exactly.
But the other thing I was gonna say is that there's a fundamental lack of respect for the people that do that. And we see it all the time. Like, you see people pushing them, shoving them. For some reason, they forget that those are human beings. And when children do it, you understand it, because children think those are characters. When adults do it, it just shows you that you're not a very good person, because you know that's a human being. You know that's a hard job to do when it's super hot. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you just take agency over somebody's body and think that it's cool because they're wearing a costume. Yeah. You need to get punched in the face.
Okay, well, it's call authorities, but okay, I don't condone that. So look, in terms of the folks who do that, there's something about a mask that it makes people react worse to one another. Whether you're the one wearing the mask or the one that is acting upon the person wearing the mask. It has some degree of anonymity, which allows us to dehumanize the person and act worse to them. And that's why Twitter is oftentimes accessible, because people are anonymous. So they feel like, I got a mask on, you don't know who I am, so I could be, as evil as I want, as mean as I want, as much of a jerk. I can try to tear you down and feel good about it. And so, look, man, you think those aren't tough jobs? Jeez, Lord mercy.
They don't get paid a lot of money either.
Yeah, they don't get paid a lot of money for a very, very tough job. Don't go around pushing them around and doing all this stuff. And to your point, Ida, you don't have to just be the woman in the relationship. You could also be guys who are friends with people, etc.
Yes.
And what do you do? You got to step in. You got to be a good person and say, what are you doing groping Minnie Mouse? What are you, mental, right? Yeah. And then you write out the report. You say, no, I will not accept that. I will not accept it from anyone, even if they call themselves my friend or my relative or whatever it might be. Call people out, not because you want to attack them, but because you want to protect the others.
Yeah.
I like that. Check your weird friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you see something, say something, and maybe not punch them in the face, but shake them. No, and listen, I'm not an advocate of violence, but I think that those people reach their limits. Like, you don't understand. Like, if you have to hear about it, if it made this desk, that means it's a problem. So imagine having to suit up every day. You go there with the intention of making children happy, right? You're not getting paid that much money. And somebody decides on any given moment that they can just touch your body, that is not okay. Yeah. And that doesn't make us snowflakes. That makes us human beings. It's barbaric to think that you can behave that way.
Yeah, and guys know this. Everybody knows this because they just don't want to acknowledge it. Or most, by the way, that's not fair to most guys. Most guys are perfectly good. They're not doing this. These are, a smaller percentage, but unfortunately, they do it so often that it affects a giant number of women. Okay, so you have to think about that too. So this guy in particular has done it to so many different Minnie Mouses and extend that out as an analogy to the whole country. But for the ones that do it, they know it's wrong too, and they'll admit it if you say to them, oh yeah, do you mind if another guy gropes you?
That's right.
Just comes up and starts groping every part you got. They're like, oh no, that's crazy, that's terrible. So why isn't it terrible when you do it to women? Of course you know it's terrible. Of course you know that. Yes, that was super easy. Law enforcement, there's no question about it.
And it's a problem. It's not just at Disneyland. Reporters, you see the video of the reporter getting groped. It's a problem. It's embedded in our culture, and we need to start identifying this. We need to start educating young men and women about this behavior because it's toxic and it is abundant.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. We really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.